What's up, everybody? It's another Final Thoughts Media production. Welcome into the barbershop. Alrighty. What's up, everybody? It has been a minute. I am so sorry about that. I have had quite a bit going on recently. Let me think about what I can tell you and what I can't tell you. It's a whole bunch of stuff. Right now, I'm doing something new with my career-wise, or at least my job-wise. I'm working on a campaign for city council. I no longer work for Compass. I still work at the retirement place for bus driving, but I no longer work for Compass. And again, I think I told you guys on my last video, I'm not trying to defame them or anything, but like I said, we just didn't see eye to eye on a lot of things, and we had to have our separate ways. It was not a bad thing. It was actually really nice, and it was good. But yeah. So since then, I've been going back and forth about an hour to my new job, and it has been a lot of fun. I've been learning a lot about marketing and how to build a campaign, how to market someone as a person. So hopefully I'll be able to put that into what I'm doing now. Why I haven't been on since then is just pure laziness. I won't even lie. It's been pure laziness. I have been really wanting to get back on and trying to do and this, that, and the other, but it's just been a little bit more difficult than I thought. I have trouble, starting things, and once it's out of sight, it's out of mind. And I do love you guys, and I love everything that I do here. I love everything that you guys say to me, but at some points it's kind of like, hey, is it worth it? Because my uncle was like, yeah, if it's worth it to you, you're going to do it. You're going to make time for it. You're going to get up and go and do and everything else. And he's right. But in the same breath, I also don't believe that, because while this is very important to me and I do enjoy it, sometimes I just don't do it. Sometimes I just be like, okay, you know what, I need a longer break than I thought, or it's not right, it's not the right time, or just in my head I'm just like, I don't want to. It's like I don't want to, but I do. And that's the weird thing, because like in my second part of my brain, it's like, you really do, you enjoy this is what makes you happy, and it does. But I guess since I haven't figured out the affiliate marketing and everything for it, because it's kind of hard to do an affiliate marketing whenever you're reviewing shows and stuff of that nature. There's no money coming in from it, so it's like there's no incentive besides the fact of me being happy while doing it, and the part is getting to the point of doing it. So I guess that's that. But I do enjoy the research as well. I get up, am in bed sometimes and looking up stuff of how they have the 2022 stuff up now. Well, they've had it up for a couple months now, of how to start a podcast and this, that, and the other. And, I'll be looking at that and seeing what's the new way that people are doing podcasts now, and if it's still not profitable, but it's still worth it, so that way people can see you and this, that, and the other. I have been finding out that people don't really engage with me on my YouTube channel. I don't know why. Hang on, I'm going to turn that air off. All right, back from that. So people don't engage with me on my YouTube channel, and I'm seeing that it's probably because the video that I do have on there is not exactly a video. It's more of the audio laid out the same way that it is here. The only difference is that it has a little waveform on it, so that way it looks cool. Not a lot of people are engaging with that, but that's okay. This isn't meant for that, but I still enjoy putting it up there so that way people can see it or listen to it on YouTube versus having to find it on Spotify and everything else. So it kind of broadens my spectrum out a bit. So I think what I may do in the future eventually is start the video cast, and I'll be doing a video cast for YouTube, which will be a very short and condensed version of this. So it won't have all of what I'm doing right now. It'll more or less just have the audio of whatever I'm doing at the time. So if I'm, doing an interview, it'll be the interview, at least part of the interview, and then my final thoughts, and call it a day. 5 minutes, 10 minutes tops. This one obviously is going to be very much longer, which means that you guys can see it there. I think that I might put the podcast version of this behind a paywall, maybe. Unless you literally go and find my podcast, which then you can, view it for free. But if you're solely on YouTube, then, you get that. But I've been trying to see what I could do for exclusive stuff. Obviously, I don't have any, famous people coming on my podcast, not yet. But, that would probably be behind a paywall too, saying, hey, I've got this person here. So now I can actually say, hey, you guys need to pay to look at this. Who knows? My mind's going about 10,000 miles a minute. But y'all didn't come here to hear my exploration of life. Well, you probably did, because that's why you stuck here for 7 minutes straight. You guys came here for my review on the Proud Family and Sonic. So I'm going to tell you now, the way that I did this one, I did do the recording for the Proud Family, but the way that I did the recording for Sonic was I did exactly right after we had saw Sonic. So it was me and a couple of my other friends, which is why this is a barbershop episode. We had just finished Sonic, so you're gonna hear a bunch of stuff from when we were just exiting the theater, and my friends talking about it and stuff like that. So I think I got some final thoughts on it, but I don't really remember. It's been very long ago since I recorded this. So if I did, woohoo! But I'll give my final thoughts, I guess, right now. I think I did do a rating in there. I can't remember. So my final thoughts on the new Sonic movie, Sonic 2, was that it was very good. I think I gave it like 8 to 9 out of 10. I can't remember. It was really good to me. A lot of Easter eggs, a lot of fun. Leaps and bounds past the first one. Like it was great. Definitely Tails and Knuckles made this movie. I will not lie, but it was really good. They didn't focus on the humans too much, and when they did focus on them, they were actually funny. So it was a very good enjoyment for me. Whatchamacallit. I think I put some final thoughts in there, but honestly, you guys can just listen to what my friends have to say, because honestly, they're funny as all get out whenever I can get them to actually say something on camera. But they didn't say it on camera. I kind of had to get them while they weren't on camera. But they know good and well that I use this audio for this podcast and this podcast only, so we'll go from there. And then I know I did a full thing for the Proud Family, so let's get into it.
All right, we are back again with another episode from the Proud Family, Louder and Prouder. This episode is called It All Started with an Orange Basketball. Stated, Oscar forces Penny to play against her will. Oh, my bad. Oscar forces Penny to play basketball against her will. Mine just kind of derped out and didn't say the rest of that. So, all right. It is a 2022 production created by Bruce W. Smith and Ralph Falfer? I don't know the name. Starring Kyla Pratt, Tommy Davidson, Paula J. Parker, Joe Marie Payton, and Cedric the Entertainer. So let us get into it. So this is the first time that we're seeing Felix Boulevardes, or it might not be. No, I feel like it is. It's definitely a change. Like, you can tell the difference, but I want to see him in his regular clothes. Right now we're seeing him in his coach clothes because he and Oscar are playing against each other. Their teams are playing against each other in a basketball game. But we'll see. I'm still loving the animation. Everything about this is still great to me. So let's see what continue. Yo, they even brought back Peebo. I love Peebo. He just idolizes Oscar, and man, I can't wait to see what they do with him because I miss Peebo. I miss him. He's great. I'm also loving that Oscar and Wizard Kelly have this beef between each other. Like, I don't know how far back it goes, but I know it goes back pretty far. Because right now they're just smack talking one another. Oscar's like, it's not going to repeat itself. And Wizard's like, look, man, I've got ringers, you got singers. What we going to do? So, but they do have, Oscar does have Michael. So Michael is a great 3-point shooter apparently. And so Wizard has like little of a bunch of very popular basketball players like LeBron and Dirk Nowitzki and Shaq and all them. So we're going to see how this goes. And then they throw in this little not Easter egg, but this, I don't even know what to call it. It's like a flashback, but it's a flashback from the show when it was new, from the old Proud Family. So it's a flashback from that flashback to where Oscar missed the winning shot. Man, I do love this show. And just in sitcom fashion, Oscar makes it worse. So he bets that if he wins the championship game against Wizard, that he would live like the Wizard lives. And if he wins, that the Wizard has to live like he's lived. This is all for a week, so the poverty and everything else. And then on the other side, Wiz says, if I win, Peebo starts working for me. And Peebo, I think, has grown up. Like, he does admire Oscar, but just like any other entrepreneur, like, there are many mentors that they can aspire to be or aspire to go after. And I think that he's like, okay, I can probably learn a lot, and, starts thinking about it, a little protege, and how he could be a good businessman and all that other fun stuff. Like, he's been wanting to be since he was, a kid. He's still a kid, but you know what I mean. But either way, Oscar is slinging water all over the place and then throws his water bottle, and Michael gets hurt. And there goes the championship, or so we think. Now, this is funny, too. Penny gets caught about to kiss this old boy. I don't even know who this person is. He's tall, lanky, got the Timbs on, wearing the hoodie and shirt. I don't understand that fashion, but hey, that's me. I'm not that type of person. But yeah, she gets almost caught by Oscar, and Oscar's like, hey, no date until you're married. I'm like, yo, Oscar, you still on this? Well, is what it is. Oscar's the daddy. And this is why I can't stand Oscar. Like, as soon as somebody is in his life that he's like, oh, I can exploit, he is all about it. So when he figures out that this man is tall as the sun, he's like, ooh, go ahead, Penny, go ahead and date this person. And it's apparently the little version of Akeem Abdul-Jabbar. And I'm like, okay, so this is a whole basketball episode. It's not just a part of the basketball episode. It's a whole basketball episode. I feel like there was a reference here to Stay in Your Lane, Maisha Curry, but I don't know it. I guess I'm not that far into the culture, but it is what it is. Oscar is like, hey, I'm going to take you outside and we're going to see what you got, because apparently he doesn't play basketball. He's like, I don't got time to really play basketball. And now it's like, let's go. We're gonna see what you got. Trying to put him on the team and everything. And as he's shooting all these free throws, Oscar now sees that all he's making is bricks. And I love the way that they did this. It's very cartoony. They changed the basketball from basketball to brick whenever it hits something and, obviously doesn't make it. I think that was interesting and very, very creative. And here comes Sugar Mama. Boy, why I tell you about sticks and stones? And then beats him with her cane. You best be lucky I don't have a rock. I love Sugar Mama. She's just funny. She's just classically funny. Like, there's no harm to it besides Oscar. Oh, my goodness. Okay, so after Hakeem leaves and Oscar goes in the house to talk to everybody, they hear that Penny's shooting, and he's like, "Oh my goodness, Penny, when did you start shooting like that?" And then we get this little flashback of something that I don't think I've seen in the first series, but I really do love that they did this. I love the way they did this. It shows kind of a little thing of Oscar and Penny having a daddy-daughter moment, but also Penny little, like when BB and Cece were little in the first series, like that little, and how he taught her how to shoot a basketball with his MC Hammer haircut. But I think that this is so sweet. Like, that was honestly probably the most wholesome thing I've seen in this entire series so far. It was just cute. He, taught her and supported her and helped her, and like he seemed so patient and just so kind. Like, that's something that maybe I would like to be whenever I have a child. Not as overly protective, hopefully, but definitely that protective, not overly protective, but also caring, loving, supportive, that type. Not like Oscar is, but kind of like Oscar is, if that makes any sense. We then get a little montage of Penny playing the game, and Oscar's like, "Get that Mamba mentality." Means no passing the ball. Big shot at Mamba out here, but it's all right. So we're gonna continue on with this. I'm sorry, I don't really have much to say about this one. It's really just a montage, and Penny's doing real well out here, making shots, making it rain. But in playing the game, she loses the time that she was supposed to be studying with Hakeem and, building that relationship. I don't think that Penny was lying when she was really like, look, this is really something that she wanted to study with him, because I'm going to assume that this is going to start affecting her grades, but also it is affecting her possible love life with this man, because, can't see him if she's always playing basketball. But I love how she's texting on the court while passing people up. That's funny. That's that millennial lifestyle. I can text and do everything else and still be great. Not a good life, not a good mindset, but hey, it is what it is. Well, I haven't seen it affect her grades, but it's definitely affect her love life, because now La Cienega done stole the man. Come on, ain't there a girl code? What's going on, La Cienega? You can't be just stealing Penny's man. Granted, Oscar's going to pay for this one, because 100% he is saying, you guys are on a team. We are going to focus on only one person, and that one person will take this entire thing. And that's what he failed at the last time, because whenever he just had Michael, he everybody just forced it on him. And once he was gone, the whole team was gone. It's all right. He's gonna figure this out soon. I cannot wait to see how this ends. Then they come with the Space Jam reference. I am so happy they did this. Oh my goodness. It was Giant Octopus versus Penny, and they did the whole arm stretch thing because the octopus was holding her back. I love that this thing is just... I love it. Love it. Then we get La Cienega being called out because she is definitely crossing over a line. Dejanay is like, Penny and Hakeem are booed up and you just tripping. But they gonna just keep tripping. And then we start to, I guess we start to figure out more that the new character is very much a low-key La Cienega. Like, she's a frenemy for a frenemy, if that makes any sense. Like, she's not all with the group, but they do hang out, and I guess they could be considered friends at some points. I guess we'll see that later in the series. But like La Cienega, it's just like they're more of tearing down people and laughing rather than that whole friendship dynamic. See, and then Penny gon' do this man dirty. He done came here to her practice, like she was practicing alone, trying to blow off some steam, and he's like, look, I haven't seen you in a while. What's been going on? Why'd you leave me on red and, didn't even shoot me a text about it? because they've been texting back and forth constantly, but I guess she stopped recently because she feels some type of way about him in La Cienega. And the man's like, I'm not even doing anything. Like, the fact that you think I just gave her tickets, nah, I've been giving everybody tickets and nobody bought anything. This is just a free concert because it's a school concert. And she just like, whatever, because she feels some type of way, but she's the one in the wrong. Nah, Penny. I can't support you, girl. Come on, be better. And then it comes full circle because Penny told him at the beginning, hey, you don't have to let my daddy pressure you into playing basketball. If you don't want to play, just say you don't want to play. And then he just said the same thing to her. And I think now they're having a connection because he's like, I took your words to heart. Ooh, and that was the slickest line. Oh my goodness. So she was saying it's easy for you to say because, you can't ball like this. And then he comes in with the whole behind half turn dunk. I wish I had better words for this, but I don't. If you are a basketball player, you understand what I'm saying. It was a really good dunk. And then Penny's like, all right, you do have game. And he's like, yeah, I do. I'm like, the confidence of this man. He didn't just say he had game on the court. He got game playing with her heart, too. Oh, my. That man was slick. And so we finally get to the big game between the Snackers and the Wizard All-Stars. And these are some rough people. I guess they're pretty rough in their not little counterparts as well. But, man, they just doing Penny up with this one. And Oscar is not being a supportive father here. He's just like, come on, play D, this, that, and the other, trying to just force everything out of her. Like, Oscar. And Oscar gets his just dessert. He's just like, come on, everybody, let's go. Get the game, or all y'all can just leave. And everybody gets up and leaves. And I love Dejanay. Dejanay got that voice, that obnoxious, stereotypical black girl voice. Like, let's go, everybody. And I say stereotypical because it is. I'm not even going to lie about it. But then we transfer over to Hakeem's show, and La Cienega and the new girl are just texting on their phone. And new girl finds out that Beethoven was a quarter black. Cool. She's like, he's a quadroon. Learned a new word today. Quadroon. And so Penny goes to Hakeem concert as per usual in the sitcom. And I don't know why or what conductor would allow him to wear this hoodie, but he's wearing a hoodie with a button-down white shirt, black tie, and black jacket. I don't know. And La Cienega gets her just desserts. Hakeem drops her and goes with Penny to go get some pizza. He's like, I don't got any other plans but to be with you. That's a slick man right there. They did this right. I enjoyed this. Oscar definitely gets his just dessert. He does not follow through on Wizard and his deal and ends up having to work for Wizard at his movie theater. I don't know how that worked, but I guess, cartoon logic. And Peebo ends up is working with him, and he gets pummeled by Buffina. I think it's Buffina, Dr. Payne's assistant, and it's just funny. It's just, a funny little ending to it. Yeah, so that was the end of the episode. Penny's with Hakeem, and they're out there doing their thing. Oscar got his just desserts, and Wizard got his protege. This episode, man, what are my final thoughts? Very good episode. Very good, just sitcom-y episode. Be true to yourself definitely is the moral of this story. And also don't let people pressure you into things that you don't want to do. Just because you may have a natural talent does not mean that that's what you want to do. And I appreciate that in this time and age. Like, if you're gonna be an entrepreneur, be an entrepreneur and go out here and make the big bucks, or make the small bucks for the long while until you can make the big bucks. Just do what you feel is right, because your gut and God won't lead you wrong. Well, your gut will, God won't. Either way, final thoughts on this. Like I said, I definitely like this episode. I would give it a 8 out of 10, solid 8 out of 10. Is there anything that's really wrong with it? No. It's just not one of those you can take it to the bank and say, oh man, this is the greatest episode ever. And, it was all this in a bag of chips. It pushed towards the story. It did, it was funny all the way through and did all this. No, it wasn't that type of story. It was just a decent episode. And so that's why I give it what I give it. I still love this animation. I am loving this show. I am so far behind, so probably every episode that we do here, I'll be doing something with the Proud Family, at least until they stop for season 1 and go into season 2, which then I'll probably catch up. But right now, let's see, I'm on episode 3, so we're 6 behind. Ugh. But we'll get to it. We're going to get to it. So let's go into the barbershop, and we're going to get into the new Sonic movie. All right, see y'all later.
The next movie trailer for Sonic 3, you're going to see Shadow up on the top, cocking his gun.
Damn, not here.
You're going to hear freaking Shadow say, it all starts with this. Jewel containing the ultimate power.
This is as easy as taking candy from a baby. It's fine by me.
You're so fucking stupid. Why do you two do this to me?
Because me and Karen...
We're gonna hear Sonic, Miguel, we're gonna see Sonic and Shadow fight, and then he's gonna say, I'm the coolest.
I'm the coolest. What can I say? I die hard.
Oh my god. The final rush fight.
We're gonna get Chaos Control.
Chaos Control?
Yeah.
And he only needs 2 for that, right?
Whoa, he only needs one.
Whoa, it's not his speed.
You just need Chaos. Everyone knows my name is Shadow. You gotta interrupt him.
How are they gonna do Shadow's shoes? Boost shoes?
They're gonna do they're gonna stick to
Skates.
it. They're gonna stick to it.
That's actually what surprised me so much about this, because I thought they were going to emphasize Sonic's speed against everybody else, but they were like, no, Tails and Knuckles are fast.
Shit.
It's a thing.
That's the thing.
But that is the thing, yeah.
That's exactly it.
They can catch up with Sonic, so
Why didn't this get it right, but the games can't anymore?
the games?
Like, Tails was moving. He was moving. And you get the games, and he's just like, I am here for exposition. Shit, man.
I like that they made him very young, though. They made him I like that they made him young. Like in a lot of the shows, you don't really notice that difference.
Did you like it? Did you like it?
Oh yeah, it was definitely better than the first movie.
The thing about this Sonic is he's not as like we're all so used to an experienced Sonic that's been doing this shit since
For years.
years. This is he's
Brand new.
We're gonna get the Sonic we're used to eventually.
I'm so happy that we get to see a Sonic that can show more than one emotion.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
If you say so, shit. I'm used to my cool dude. I want my cool dude back.
All I want to see.
You can go get your cool dude.
I'll get my cool dude
Under
back. I want him back.
$60
I want him back.
Can I get a green hedgehog with some drumsticks?
Scourge?
Hold on. We're
Or
going with
are
some
you talking
drumsticks.
about Manic, his long forgotten
His
brother?
little
There
brother
you
from
go.
Sonic Underground?
Yeah,
Let my face with that foolish.
What's wrong
If
with
they
me?
bring in Manic, we gotta get
They gotta get Sonya
Yeah.
and their long lost mother.
That
We're
one.
not doing this, y'all.
Hey, look! This could be the ending. This could be that long lost ending to the show that never happened.
They did cancel it way before because it was like they were on the quest to find their mother.
Right. It was the episode right before they found their mother that they stopped it.
That is trash. I hate that.
This could be the end. This could save it all.
Shut up.
They made
We're
a
getting
vow
to space
their mother
colony
would
arc.
be found.
We're going to space, y'all.
Are we going to see Maria get shot?
No.
That's a huge part of his backstory, though.
No.
It's a huge part of his backstory.
that story.
It's a kids movie.
Maria.
They might up the thing. Who knows?
I promised Maria I would pee in a Hot Topic.
No.
Damn, not here.
Is Eggman gonna piss on the moon in the next?
Let's get out of here.
Okay. I didn't think there was an after credit.
I knew there was.
I kind of wish.
deal.
I kind of wish there was though.
All I needed to see was Shadow, and that was it.
That was great. I said if they did Super Sonic the Shadow, and they didn't just show Shadow. They said 50 years.
50 years.
50 years got me. The moment they said 50 years, that was it. What am I supposed to do now? Now I gotta wait for the next one.
Play SA2. Get ready for the next one. It's crazy to say that, but we got think about this. We got Super Sonic in the live action. We got Super Saiyan.
Yep. So, bro, basically, we got to get all A ranks in every Sonic stage in Sonic Adventure 2.
Unlock Green Hill Zone.
To unlock Green Hill Zone, just for that one moment.
It all begins.
It all starts with this.
They have to do it. They have to start it like that. And they have to make a joke about them talking over each other.
Yes, they do.
This was a really expensive movie.
My name is
You're not even good enough.
I'll make you eat those words. Oh, shit. There's no time for games.
It's basically as a movie writes itself, honestly.
Yeah. Then we're going to hear people bitching and moaning about when SA3 is going to come out. And we already know the story behind that.
If Sega had good synergy, they would already announce that.
Sega.
I love that beginning sequence with all the old games. I love that to death. I
That's
actually
crazy to
when
see.
When I saw that crap for the first time, I cried. I did.
I don't blame you.
Shit.
It's crazy to see something you play as a kid up there on the big screen and just done well.
Yeah.
It's weird.
I did like the 8-bit. I like the 8-bit stuff they did.
Yeah, this
That was 16-bit, my guy.
My bad, 16-bit.
yeah, the 16-bit Sonic the Hedgehog.
Seeing all of that for the first time, that killed me, man.
It's crazy seeing it on the big screen and getting the big Sega.
Bruh, that's why I told you, when you watch the movie for the first time, you're gonna love it.
I mean, seeing Sonic, Tails, and Knuckles.
I wanted them to do the Team Sonic pose, but they didn't do it. Yeah, they had their money shot, but it wasn't enough.
That man went supersonic, and then he did the supersonic blitz.
He sure did do the light speed attack on Knuckles that one time. He did. No, he was either the light speed attack or the bounce bracelet. Bro, let me stop talking. I'm looking into it too much.
But that was straight up Labyrinth Zone.
That was Labyrinth Zone. That was.
It was exactly like
Yep.
Labyrinth Zone.
That whole aesthetic was straight Labyrinth Zone.
I can't believe that. I was like, wait, no, that's
What got me was the water. It's the water that gets me.
Well, then they showed the crystals and then they showed it in 16-bit. I was like, yeah, that's Labyrinth Zone.
Yep.
Waka Waka. Memories of Labyrinth Zone. It's such a terrible level.
The worst level. But we love it and we hate it. We love the music.
And he took the bubble and
He sucked on the bubble and I mean, come on, bro. What really did? I was a little pissed they didn't do the underwater music. Yeah, I was a little peeved about that, but the movie was still good. I'm not gonna trip over it too much.
You kept saying a whole bunch of stuff was wrong. This is wrong.
It's all wrong. It's all wrong. Let's get the F up out of here.
go home.
Hey, Chris, look at your favorite movie.
Go suck a dick.
I love you a lot.
What are we gonna do now, y'all?
We're gonna wait for Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness.
I don't want to watch that movie.
Why not?
So good.
It's
Y'all saw it?
No.
What?
No, not
I
yet.
was
Point
talking
at
about
Sonic.
Sonic.
Oh.
I really enjoyed it.
It was a lot better than the first one. I'm like, Jesus.
Yeah, because they put more emphasis on Sonic
Okay.
and not his relationship with the humans.
Thank God.
Let's say they don't do the space colony art because it's too much for 50 years.
Now let's.
They better do that crap, bro.
They can still do chaos.
They can't do Shadow without the Space Colony arc, bro. They have to do that.
That's true.
But I do want to say I did enjoy Rachel a lot in this movie.
That woman was out for blood. She was looking to take someone's life.
That was actually really good.
I'm coming for you.
That was super. Run, Randall.
Randall.
He really brought it.
She was going to kill somebody.
Every other human character was kind of meh.
That's why I don't give a shit about him.
I do absolutely love the fact that Robotnik is literally like an anime meme. Him popping up to catch the compass, I'm just like, that is some shit. I love it.
You want me to drive you to your car, broski?
Copy and paste it onto this.
No, I'm good. I just want to get the rest of what you guys are talking about.
He
The
was
post,
like a
the
real
post movies,
Photoshop at it.
the post movie talk is always the best talk, and then
Yeah.
because after that, then you guys start thinking about it, and it's like,
I mean, this definitely beat the first movie. That goes without saying.
Oh, that goes
without saying.
God fucking Shadow, bro. At least give me Metal Sonic in that movie.
Nope, ain't happening.
Oh, okay. We'll get. Here's the thing. They have to make it bigger than the Death Egg robot.
They gotta do the
So
Eclipse Cannon.
It's on the moon.
R. They'll do Neo Metal Sonic.
No.
Overlord.
No.
Oh God, no. Are you ready for an orchestral version of what I'm made of?
No.
Or live and learn?
All right, so what's the game plan?
What is the game
What is the game plan?
I thought we were just going back to the kids.
We going back to my place? Because
Well, I'm about to say, Karen, you said you're about to go to sleep.
Yeah, Karen's about to. We gotta
That
set up
don't
the bed.
matter.
What are you trying to do, Brewski?
Oh, I'm free for the rest of the weekend, so
Do y'all want to... Jesus, it's only 11:27.
exactly.
What do you mean? I'm usually been asleep for an hour and a half by now.
Yeah, it's true.
I'm only awake
It's
by the
true.
power of that nap.
She really
It's up to you, my guy.
She is running on fumes right now.
You don't know that?
You can tell because she keeps.
Yeah, she's
Yeah.
ready. She's ready to go.
That's how you know.
I'm doing great.
Right around this time, she'd be.
What
laying
time
on
are you
the
gonna
couch
show up in the
with
morning?
me, and
What
she'd
time
be
you?
like, "Baby."
You just got to give me. It'll be
going to
after
take a
6.
nap.
So after 6 in the morning.
We'll text you to wake your ass up, and then you come through.
I'll be up by 6. I got people to see at 6. So
Okay. Yeah, we'll text you in the morning.
Yeah.
You can just come by. We want to play Mario Party with everybody, but that's probably when everybody.
So I gotta thank my friends for coming out. That was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed it. Man, it's crazy the amount of energy and everything that I have when I'm recording like something else besides being right here at this mic. It's really insane the amount of energy I have. And speaking of the Multiverse of Madness, I actually went and saw it. I'm not going to do a full review. I might, but we'll see. I'm not going to ruin it either. All I'm going to say is that I was underwhelmed by it, but it was still a good movie. I'm going to go see it with Kaylin and Fox hopefully this weekend. So I might actually get some more audio, and I could probably do another podcast here in a week. Maybe I'll do a double down on it and do another week's worth of podcast. I might even save it for the next one that I do, because not the next one. Well, actually, yeah, the next one, because this will be in 2 weeks, because that one I'll be going to Animazement, so I'll be taking a lot of pictures and everything and doing a lot of fun stuff. Hopefully I can record some things and do some videos and everything else, so that way I can post it online. But it's gonna be fun. I'm dressing as Steven, or actually, since no one that I know right now listens to what I have to say on this podcast, ain't that sad? Either way, I can tell you guys what I'm actually going as. So I was going as Steven, and I actually made the shield for Steven, Steven's shield. It turned out exactly how I thought it was going to turn out, but it didn't turn out like Steven's shield, obviously. It's homemade, it looks homemade, but to me it looks cool. And, I was talking to my friend, a shout out to Pup out here, who me and her were talking, and I came up with a reason why it doesn't look like Steven's shield. And I think I'm going to tell it on here, and then I can write it up and maybe put it out as a fanfic. Who knows? But this shield is actually Wild Shield, and the character that I'm apparently dressing as is Wild, and I'm going as Steven. I am going as Steven, and the shield will be Steven's shield, quote unquote. But I have a reason. The reason why it doesn't look like Steven's shield is because Wild is like the original Lars. And if you guys have seen Steven Universe, you know how Lars is when he died and Steven brought him back to life. Yeah, so the story goes, Wild found out how the diamonds were created through actually dating Pink Diamond, or rather that he was her first pet. When the diamonds grabbed a handful of humans from the zoo, one of the humans died as a result. Saddened by this, Pink cried and turned him into a similar being as Lars, essentially immortal, while only had one showing that he was actually resurrected, a pink birthmark where Pink had cried on him. He was thrown into the zoo, and Pink forgot about him, as Pink does. Determined to be free, he used his powers to break out of the zoo. When he broke out, he pretty much beelined it to Earth through a warp pad. A little had changed, but not too much that he couldn't reintegrate into society. He was there to witness the Gem War, and he lived through that carnage, watching as the events of the Crystal Gems transpired and Rose Quartz rise. Eventually, even seeing the transformation of Rose into Steven, where he realizes Rose was actually not wanting to get into the war and knowing he would only stir up another conflict. He hid this secret watching Steven from afar. He did not tell everyone, hey, Stevens is actually Rose Quartz, and Rose Quartz is actually Pink. Yeah, he didn't want to get into that. Watching Steven take the fight to the Diamonds, Weil would finally see the Diamonds take down, and justice for his imprisonment would be served. But Steven didn't do that. He befriended them. They were still alive, and Weil was furious. He wanted to intervene, but it was too late. All of the disputes were set aside, and Steven was the savior of the entire universe, leaving the Diamonds' retributions up to acts of really just good works. They should have been destroyed. He knew Steven had the power because of the power that he had, but no. Distraught and out of options, Weil went into a deep depression. About the time that Steven was experiencing the same PTSD and his identity crisis, so they were kind of, in sync on that part. Watching the holder of the gem transform into a beast and the Diamonds respond, he thought surely they would be destroyed at this point. The Diamonds would finally, be gone once and for all. But again, he was disappointed. Instead, Steven returned to his normal form and went off to college. While still burning with anger, he finally had Steven to himself. Away from all the gems and friends, he could finally talk to Steven. Actually just talk to him, because now they were alone and he didn't have to pretend that he was someone else. While at college, he explained the situation and his feelings about all of this, the Diamonds and everything. Steven felt bad for him and tried to console Weil, but it wasn't enough. Deep rage gave way, and Steven felt it as Weil's hate rose. This sent Steven on a backlapse of his own depression, and he immediately began blaming himself for his mother's mistakes. First Spinel, now Weil. He knew what this could do, and instead of unleashing his emotions as he did before, Steven actually poofed, leaving behind a pink diamond. Able to see out of it, he saw Weil. Steven tried to reform but couldn't. This wasn't a natural poof because, as we all know, Steven has never poofed before. So this is something new and he can't reform. So Weil picked up the gem and felt the connection. Entering the gem telepathically, him and Steven try to talk again, but Weil is filled with too much hate. Connected back to the power that he came from, he knew what he could do. He conjured a shield similar to Steven's, which is the shield that I have, but changed it to his whim. This was Steven's new form and prison, so Steven is trapped in his own shield. He could defeat an individual diamond, but if he were to go up against the Diamonds together, as they normally do because they fight together in a lot of things, he would have no chance. So he knew that he had to become more. He himself had to become a diamond. But the only one he knew could create diamonds was White Diamond. But with this new power, he had a wicked idea. He looked at Steven through the gem in the middle of the shield. If he could take this power from Steven, then maybe he had enough power to take it from others. And if he got enough, he could complete his goal. He could turn into a diamond, a black diamond. and finally take his revenge once and for all. And while the only person in the universe that was powerful enough to stop him was in prison, he was unstoppable. I chose actually the Black Diamond because in some cultures they are considered evil gems, as you know, Weil is turning into, as well as the color black absorbs all the color spectrum, making it the perfect analogy for Weil to start taking other gems. So as I go through this, I'm going to start adding gems to the shield. I might actually start adding real gems, who knows? But I'm going to start adding the crystal gems that, so bismuth, amethyst, garnet, pearl, all of them. I'm going to start adding them to the shield, proving that he is getting more powerful and will eventually turn into Black Diamond and take his revenge. So I don't know how that's going to transpire, but I thought it was a cool idea, and I just wanted to share it with you guys. Sorry for the choppy reading. I was reading off of my notes, and this was a while back, and I hadn't really fleshed it out. So, yeah. But tell me what you think down in the comments. Leave a like, leave a comment, and subscribe. That's definitely one of the things that I really need you guys to start doing is subscribing. Tell your peoples about me. We're gonna start doing a lot more here in the next few weeks. I'm starting to get better. We're gonna get more peppy, and we're gonna make this thing happen. Like I said, I might be a little off on the next one because of obviously anime has been coming up, but everything else ought to be cool. So check me out on Instagram, check me out on Facebook, YouTube, pretty much everywhere you can find a podcast, and you can, social media, except for Twitter. I don't really do Twitter like that, or Snap. Speaking of which, I don't do Snap either. But anywhere you can find me, normally you can find me. So again, that's Final Thoughts Media. See you back in the next one.
Well, that about does it for this episode. This is Chris B signing off. You can find me on Instagram at Final Thoughts Media, or go to my YouTube channel, Final Thoughts Media. Catch you guys on the next episode, and have a great day.